Good day, tamers. Welcome back to another episode with me, Get Swiftly, and the end of year specials, Purple Edition. Why purple? Because at the end of the colour scale. If you're like me and my wife, we always think it should be the fifth colour, not the sixth colour, but here we are. BT7 introduced us to hybrids, Icemon, Turnover Twisties, more Lotmon and Cherubi, as well as Chaos Mode. The deck that kind of worked around here was the Eyes to Scatter mode that had a fairly good representation to the point of where it got limited very quickly by Bandai. The only deck I remember being good at this time was the Cherubi hybrid deck, which was you scaled out your Cherubi through your hybrids, getting a load of bodies on the field, Cherubi blown up, and then for each tamer you have in play, you may play one level 3 Digimon card from your trash at paying its memory cost. So you would dump a hell of a lot of bushy Agumons, and then you throw them on the field, and they all have rush, so they just murdered your opponents on like the first turn. Essentially, what you want to try and do is you try and get Cherubi to smash into something else on your opponent's side of the field. If you took security and didn't die, you'd then pop it with a Calling of Darkness and then going crazy from there. BT8 turned up and we got access to the dual colour cards. We also got access to the Mastimon deck, which was a fairly good deck, fairly interesting deck, and a fairly good control deck. I think it got one top in the whole of the season between now and when it was released. So, like 7-8 months now? 9 months? Offending Mode and Fall Down Mode turned up. It's pretty good card. This was also played in control variants that we talked about in the yellow decks, but it was also played in Mastimon. Flame House Life, on the other hand, was a card used as much as possible, with the effect of reducing one of your opponent's Digimon by 6,000 DP to the end of the turn, and playing a purple or yellow Digimon card with 6,000 DP or less, looping as many of your Magnet Angimons as possible, or even your Keycats as much as possible. Miss Memory Boost being a very interesting card that allows you to mill your deck while also getting things, or one thing, from the top of your deck, and having access to trash as well as having memory next turn. Creepmon was part of a weird strategy that was used by the Birmingham Regional Champion day one, and that was about the only time I believe it was saw. I think there was a couple of variants of going around, but that was the most successful one, I believe. I think it took a lot of people by surprise, and that's what happened there. Otherwise, in all fairness, BT8 was very uneventful for purple, but there's still some cards that are used today that obviously keep it relevant. EX2 turned up, and a fantastic Impeial to Beelzebub deck turned up, looking amazing, great, the best thing ever. The only issue is with purple, being most of it is level reduction, or level inclinations. The best deck in that format, which was D-Mother, has no levels, so Beelzebub just kind of stood there and didn't do a lot of anything, unfortunately. Looking forward to the instruction deck though, as that thing looks spicy as hell. BT9 turned up, and I believe purple had a few new tricks up their sleeves, with the Salamon looking for your dual coloured cards with purple in. We did get access to the other side of Doraemon with the Dexes, a nice stacking X-Antibody line. We also got access to Regulus line, as well as Ordinmon. Ordinmon is kind of used in the Mastimon decks, but not so much as a needed key character. And then the other Mycrack and Regulus just kind of see play occasionally, but as far as we're aware, don't see any too much play at all. Whereas the last card from the set, Defex, is a powerhouse card that is used in as many decks as possible. It's generic, it's fantastic, it's too powerful, but by God, is it somewhat needed. Then we turn up to BT10, which was for these guys anyway, would be the Twilight, as well as the Bagra Army. So far, the only things I've seen coming out of this is the Baal support coming out for Beelzy, the Minerva loop. That's done a few things. Don't think it's quite anything yet, but it's still an interesting deck using Cerberus Werewolf mode, as well as Minerva to loop cards around, and just having a good time. Otherwise, this set has had a very quiet, if not mediocre, time for purple. And then with EX3 turning up, we have access to the purple side of Rurple Imperialmon. Nothing too interesting to say about this here. We did get access to the dual-coloured Gil, Growl, and War Growl line. But this does have an interesting mix with the EX4 stuff to have even more milling potential. Again, nothing really much to say about this for purple. As far as I'm aware, nothing's really turned up. Rurple has like apparently a crazy like high rollers fantasy gameplay style that if you get lucky every single game of your life, you'll never have a bad day. But that's kind of every deck in the world. The Groundmon stuff, the Guilmon stuff doesn't really do too much currently. You can make a mill deck out of it, but doesn't necessarily do anything competitively. And then the extra few bits here for the Tyrannomon stuff and X-Tyrannomon can go into the new Tyrannomon stuff that comes out in BT11, but doesn't technically do anything for the decks as of now. And the Digimon from this set works with the 4 Great Dragons, as isn't particularly that much of a important key role in any of the other decks. That being said, though, guys, this was Purple in a nutshell. Not a lot happened this year for Purple. We had a couple of interesting tops with the Creepamon and the Mastimon deck during the year, and Minerva trying to do its best what it can. But as far as I'm aware, nothing's really happened. So, thank you for being here, guys, and see you guys later. Peace out and goodbye, and hopefully you enjoyed this. And I'm actually going to say for a change, I believe Mastimon was probably the best purple deck of the year. Yes, no, it's a yellow-purple deck, but there was obviously better yellow, straightforward decks as there was, but for purple, it has to be a dual-colour card. So, we'll see you guys next time for whatever we do next time. I don't know if we're going to do what yet, because there's literally one white deck, and that is Demon. So, we'll see you guys soon. Peace out and goodbye.